Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be watching a video called Dutch Systems That Might Just Be the Best.
I was having a conversation the other day. How long ago was this? Not that long ago. And we were talking about some pretty principal differences between the Netherlands and Australia and the systems, and despite what's going on at the moment, how much me and my partner actually do want to get back to the Netherlands. And I kind of found myself having to justify this. And
why?
When it comes down to it, the systems and the way the country is set up is so much better than how so many other countries do that. So I wanted to make a video explaining basically all of the things that I think the Netherlands do better than most other countries.
Okay.
And so most of these topics could easily have a video just on that topic. So if anyone wants that, let me know in the comments below. This video is more of an overview of some of the main things that I think the Netherlands kind of nails, and you guys can decide for yourself if the Netherlands really is the best country.
Okay, health insurance.
So, you know what I read on Wikipedia the other day when I was researching this video is that the Netherlands ranked #1 in a study comparing healthcare systems between America, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Germany.
Really?
Is this crazy? I knew that I liked the healthcare system in the Netherlands, but I had no idea that it had ranked so highly amongst what most people consider to be
the best
Western functional healthcare systems, except for America. I don't know what's going on with their healthcare system.
True.
Now, this study was actually done in 2010, so quite a while ago, but still, the system is good and it works. And I know there are going to be expats that come at me in the comments being like, my doctor only gives me Panadol. I can only speak from experience. I got really sick during my pregnancy while I was in the Netherlands, and I was so well looked after, and the system was amazing, and I had no issues getting the help when I needed it. So for me, I feel like the Dutch healthcare system is almost faultless. So a little bit more into how it actually works. There are basically two categories. So you've got this collective pool of funds that basically come from everyone paying their contribution.
Like
so
taxes?
Everyone in the Netherlands is required to pay for health insurance, and then that covers people going to the doctor, people needing to go to hospital, and things like that. The second pool of funds basically comes from the government. So the government pay for things like long-term care and people that need ongoing treatment, terminal illnesses, and care that's required with disabilities. So all of that is then pulled into another fund. So you've got these two groups. Now, when I tell people that the health insurance in the Netherlands is compulsory, a lot of people are concerned, like, what happens if you can't pay it? What happens if you're on a budget or you've lost a job? You know, all of these things when you can't pay a compulsory bill. So the Netherlands basically gives you a subsidy. So if you're a student, if you earn under a certain amount, or if you can't pay for your health insurance, they will give you the funds to pay for your health insurance. So as a child in the Netherlands, you actually stay on your parents' plan and your parents' health insurance for a lot longer than you would here in Australia. So I think that the way that this is set up is fantastic, and the more socialistic idea of healthcare is obviously benefiting everyone.
Yeah, of course. What is that? Kraamzorg?
Now, this next system that I want to talk about is Kraamzorg. I always have a really hard time translating this word into English. I kind of it's like an after-birth nurse. I think that's how I would say it. There's basically this person that comes to your house for anywhere between a week, I think, to about 10 days. And they help you. They help you be a first-time parent. They can help you with breastfeeding advice. They can help you with checking the temperature and the weight gain of your baby. They also check on you as a mum and how your recovery and healing is going.
Good. That's
and the
nice.
fact that you don't have to cart yourself down to a clinic when you're a new parent and getting out of the house in that first week or so is really difficult. This is like a godsend. And if there are any Dutch parents or expats or people that have had babies in the Netherlands, you will know when you've really got a good kraamzorg nurse. I believe they have this system in Germany as well.
Oh.
But we do not have this in Australia. And when I was telling my friends about it, their minds were blown. This is crazy. This is
a little bit.
So amazing, and it helped so much. So if you are from another country and you also have a system like this, I'd love to know. So let me know in the comments below, because as far as I know, I think it's only a thing that's done perhaps also in Scandinavia, but the Netherlands and Germany definitely. But kraamzorg is the best. When I was telling my friends, obviously, how affordable it was too, the fact that the majority of that cost is covered by basic cover.
Okay, I thought it was free. Okay.
And that I think as a parent or like as a contributor, you pay like €4 or something an hour for how much time you've requested. So
you requested.
Just that it's so accessible to basically everyone is not only amazing that they offer this as a service, but the fact that it's covered by the Dutch government and they encourage a lot of people to take up their offer and make it affordable and achievable for all income levels to be able to have access to that. This is so amazing.
Paternity leave.
So as of July 1st, 2020, the paternity leave for fathers in the Netherlands has just increased to 6 weeks. This is
a little over a month.
Such an amazing step forward. Paternity leave has shown in multiple studies globally that it increases GDP, it increases women in the workforce, and it also decreases the gender pay gap. So the fact that the Netherlands is taking initiative and increasing the paternity leave to 6 weeks is such an amazing thing. I believe here in Australia, a father is entitled to 2 weeks, which was also the old system. So the Netherlands also had a 2-week policy, but the fact that it's increased to 6 weeks just in the last year has been
don't even get that.
Such an amazing step forward by the Dutch government. It'll be interesting to see how many fathers actually take up this offer. It's obviously not compulsory. They don't have a use it or lose it policy like Japan or Norway. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out over the coming years. But needless to say, this is an awesome system, and I think it's something that the Netherlands is really starting to do right.
Farming. They're very famous for that.
The Netherlands is the second largest exporter of fruits and vegetables. When I read this completely shocked me. I had no idea that a country so small as the Netherlands was one of the biggest leading agricultural exporters globally. Like, this is crazy.
Global.
The way that the Netherlands has developed the technology to farm the way that they have is so interesting. The use of greenhouses and closed loop watering systems and vertical gardens. It's just, when you look into it, it's such an amazing feat. They're able to use less pesticides, and they're able to grow a variety of fruit that wouldn't normally grow in the Netherlands either. So things like capsicum, which is paprika, chilies and tomatoes and things that are normally grown in warmer climates.
It's true. Like,
the Netherlands has basically given themselves full control over the climate and the environment through the technology that they've developed, and they can essentially grow anything.
That's crazy.
I think being a small country has almost forced them to be a little bit more efficient with the way they use space. So
that's true.
It's definitely been an added benefit to the development of agriculture and farming in the Netherlands. This is another thing that they do really, really well. And it obviously helps the Dutch economy as well.
Of course. The Paris Agreement.
So with the Paris Agreement, I feel like talking about this at the moment as an Australian is kind of embarrassing, just because of our backwards thinking and our ability to pretend that there's nothing wrong. And we have a government that's not really voicing the concerns of the public here. That is a discussion for another day. However, I was looking into what the Netherlands has proposed and what the Netherlands are doing and their roles and initiatives that they're setting up to reach the goals that they set for the country when they signed up for the Paris Agreement. And I have left a link below if you want to read the whole report, because it's a massive thing, but you can find in the report exactly how much they're planning to spend and how much they're contributing in terms of the whole EU and things like that as well. But essentially they're drawing right back on coal mining and basically putting plants at a minimum run and investing more in wind power, offshore wind power facilities. Great. The Netherlands is essentially aiming for a 95% reduction by 2050. So it'll be interesting to see how the plans that they're proposing now will actually allow them to reach those goals, because it's a pretty massive goal, really.
It is.
The government is providing a $3 billion subsidy program to sort of invest in renewable energy, including home refits and new plants being set up and policy tweaks on livestock numbers. So they're kind of tackling it from all angles. So when I was reading the report, I was super impressed by the way the Netherlands is kind of following up with their actions and not just talking the talk, but kind of bringing to the table what they're actually going to do to reach the goals that they set for the Paris Agreement. So this is one of those things that I think the Netherlands is doing.
I have no doubt that they'll actually do it. Oh, recycling. Yeah, I know that's big in the Netherlands.
The next thing that might make the Netherlands maybe one of the best countries in the world is their recycling and statiegeld. I don't really know how we translate that into English because we don't have it here in Australia, but statiegeld is essentially when you pay for a bottle or a glass bottle, like a plastic bottle or a glass bottle, you can actually take it back to your supermarket and get that money back. So you have an incentive as a customer to return that bottle. Even without the statiegeld, the Netherlands, I think, is like number 3 for the percentage of waste that we actually recycle. And I think just living there and seeing how the system works, I even found myself recycling far more than I do in Australia. Everything's really clear. Everything has a place and it's always really accessible. They're not, few and far between. There was recycling points that were always near our house. And I'm just speaking from my experience in Amsterdam, but being able to bring batteries and light globes and things back to the supermarket, and then having the 3 separate bins for cardboard and then one for glass, and it just makes the whole system idiot proof, if that makes any sense. We have a version of statiegeld in Australia that isn't really that functional. Certain states can act as hubs for places that you can actually take your cans and things back to, but WA is a massive one, and that's a 5-day drive away. So there's no way that I would actually save all of my cans and glasses and then drive them across another 2 states to get to Western Australia, spending 5 days worth of petrol and time to get like $3 back. So I think that the system that we have in Australia is completely flawed. We do have recycling facilities, but they're not as accessible as I think they are in the Netherlands, and there's not many incentives for people to want to do it. In Europe as a whole, people in the Netherlands produce more rubbish per head than the rest of Europe, but they're also recycling more than the rest of Europe. So to be sitting at number 3 means that the program is obviously working enough for people to be able to access it and use it, and it's functional and practical. So I think the recycling system and the statiegeld system that is in the Netherlands is amazing and something that other countries should definitely be looking at too.
Absolutely.
Now that was a very quick overview of some of the main systems that I find are super, super well done here in the Netherlands. There's a whole range of topics: the political system, the voting system, the refugee policy, other things in the Netherlands that I'd love to talk about. If I missed anything, like always, leave a comment below. I love to read through them, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Okay, so I think I have to, like, it's always like very fresh in my mind, the recycling thing. It's funny that I didn't, because I would think that it's such a like green country, and they put like so much effort into recycling, and it's obviously very important to them, that I was maybe like imagining, well, I don't think they have like a lot of things, a lot of a lot of rubbish, a lot of garbage, because you know they're very green, they're sustainable. But it's like no, they actually like produce more garbage. It's like on average. It's like wait, that seems like counteractive. But it seems if you think about it, it's like well maybe not, because if you really do like think it through, it's like maybe because they know that they can recycle. So it's like because we know we have the power to sort of overrule this bad thing. I'm not leaving like my garbage out, I'm not contaminating that much because I'm doing my part at recycling. So because I know that that I have the opportunity to mitigate the damage that I'm doing, it's like, I don't care. It's like, yeah, sure, like give me the plastic. It's like, it's fine. I'll recycle it later. Maybe that's that mentality. And that's why it's like, it's fine. Like I'm like offloading that part. It's okay. So maybe it's like that. But it's really funny to think about it like that, because you're thinking, well, I'm guessing they're very green, so they usually like they probably don't have like a lot of plastic. And because maybe I'm thinking about plastic because I think plastic is sort of like the number one, like the number one contaminant. But obviously there's also glass that I didn't really know. I know that I had to think the system of like if you recycle your water bottles or just like plastic bottles in general, they'll give you like some money back. But I didn't know that they also did it with glass. That's incredible. I thought I don't know why. And I'm thinking, why don't know, why would you want plastic? I think glass is better. I think usually, the glass is like better quality. And again, it's like, you can recycle it, I think, better, because I think plastic is just like a bad material in general. So, everyone should strive towards a plastic less life. So it's like, so if they have the option to use glass, how come like you're still using plastic? It's kind of shocking to me that if they have that, how come, people use plastic? It's like, just use glass. How come we have like still plastic bottles? I don't know. It's practicality. I can think of a few things, but just like in general. But also I think one of the other things that was a little bit shocking was the paternity leave, because previously it was 2 weeks, now it's 6 weeks. And you think about it, obviously it's a huge improvement, but I know it still seems like a little, I don't know, I don't think that's enough time. 6 weeks is just a little bit under like a month, almost a month and a half, I think, around a month and a half. And I think that's just like very little time for you to like care for a newborn, because I'm guessing obviously it's like it's the father, so you have to like take care of the mother as well. So I don't know how, like if I mean, it's good, it's appreciated, like good of them to actually offer that. But I don't know, like that seems like little. I don't know. It's like you have to take care of a newborn, and your partner is also like, you have to take care of them as well. And that's just with like, I'm guessing this is your first kid, because if you have other kids, it's like I have to take care of like another child plus a newborn plus the mother. So it seems like a lot. And a month, I don't think that seems like enough time, but it's an improvement, so great. I'm just a little shocked that it's still like that little still, and also incredibly shocked that in Australia it's like that as well. So I had no idea, but I know that a lot of countries don't really even have that luxury. So it's like I'm sort of like complaining like it seems little, but I know that so many other countries don't even have that. So it's like, well, it seems like, I don't know, bad to actually like complain about getting them, because some countries don't even get, like, maybe you'll get like a 2 days or something, and that's like, well, yeah, you have to go back to work. So it is kind of like but I'm a little like what did she mean? Because she was like, I don't know how many like people, how many men will actually get the paternity leave, how many they'll offer it to you, but it's not necessarily like, it's not mandatory for you to take it. But why wouldn't you take it? She was like no, it's not necessarily, like I'm wondering, like she was wondering as well, like how many men and how many people will actually take it. And I'm like, 100%? How come people are gonna say no to this? Maybe they have, because I'm guessing it's obviously like at 100% pay, so you're getting like a pay cut or something. So why wouldn't you? It seems weird to me that people were like, no thank you, I don't need it. It's like, come on, you should need it. And also the sort of like the figure that comes into your house and helps you, I can't remember the name, it was something with a K, a word that I can't pronounce, but it's like a doula, but sort of like a babysitter, I think. It's sort of like a mix. It's just like, it doesn't really have a translation. That I've never heard of that before, and apparently they also have it in Germany, which I mean, great, but I haven't heard of it. And it is apparently like it's like you can opt, like they'll come and help you. I'm guessing they'll come and help you, like with you, especially people that are new parents, that they don't really have an idea how to take care of a baby. It's obviously it's going to be more helpful, and you're probably going to have to book more time with them because you don't know anything about babies. So you're just like, please, help me. I don't know how to breastfeed. I don't know how to like change a diaper. I don't know. So it's like, it's funny that's a figure. Like, I think it's probably something that a lot of people and a lot of families use, but it's like, it's not mandatory. I think if I understood correctly, it's not that you need to do it. It's like they'll offer it to you and they're like, hey, do you want to book some time? And then you'll have to pay it. It's not free. I thought at first it was free, but no, it's like €4 per hour, which, you know, it seems like it's affordable. Depending on, because obviously if you have no idea and you didn't take any classes, bro, you're like, no, I need you here for like 8 hours. So maybe it's not that cheap if you like for a whole week, if you book them for like a long time. But I'm wondering also if they like, do they also, it's like a night nurse, can you hire them like at night because you want to get like a good night's sleep, and they'll come at you at night and they'll take care of the baby while you're sleeping, or it's just like in the daytime? And it's double if you want them in the night. I have no idea. I have so many questions about this, but it's great. I've never heard of that figure before, and amazing that they also apparently like Germany has it as well. It's two neighboring countries, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know why, but it's also like a little weird then if it's like, well, how come not Austria and other countries that are surrounding them? But it's kind of weird. How come just the Netherlands and Germany have it? But this was incredibly interesting. Hopefully you found this as enlightening as I did, and I'll see you next time. Bye!